Now we are turning to our election coverage. There's still about an hour left of voting here in Illinois.
Yeah, and we're starting to see some results coming in from the East Coast, but let's take a look at what we'll be tracking throughout the night for you.
We have our Carson Gordy in Champaign. Carolina Hassett is monitoring some of the high-profile state races.
And our Monique Davis is covering Macon County's coroner's race, and we'll go to them live in a few minutes.
Now, looking at elections for state representatives, Illinois is seeing a huge increase in voting this year.
Yeah, News Channel 20's Carolina Hassett breaks down the statewide numbers.
That's right. Huge voter turnout for the state of Illinois. Now, according to the Illinois State Board of Elections in 2016, there were over 1.7 million people who voted early. And so far this year, 2.6 million people have already voted. Now, the board is comparing numbers this year to 2016 since 2020 was during the pandemic and vote by mail was the majority of how people voted. Matt Dietrich from the Illinois State Board of Elections says this is a huge turnout for the state of Illinois.
A lot more people decided they liked the convenience of early voting, got out early. It might have been an indication of, voter interest, that they were extra charged up to get out there and vote in this election.
Now, Dietrich says when it comes to trends in the voter turnout, it's still too early to say. However, they're going to break down the voter demographics by age and gender and more once more officials are counted, and those are going to be posted on their website. For now, we're going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Carolina. Be sure to follow along with our election coverage on air and, of course, online.
Voters in Champaign have been voting on a sales tax proposition. The tax will go toward public safety and increase the share on local taxes by 0.25%. We'll bring you updates on that race as soon as the polls close. We're also keeping an eye on the Champaign County coroner's race. Incumbent Steve Thune is being challenged by Lori Brower. And today, the Urbana schools, high schools, those students got a chance to walk to the polls. Community members were allowed to join. Students were taken to a polling site at Urbana Free Library where they were able to cast their ballots.
Continuing our team coverage in Champaign County, there's multiple ballot races that have generated plenty of interest in campaigning. News Channel 20's Carson Gordy joins us live in Urbana after researching the issues. Carson?
There's two ballot referendums that could shape how Champaign County operates. One of them is increasing the sales tax from 25 cents to 50 cents for every $100 that you spend. This excludes groceries or medications. They say it would raise $7 million a year for the county, and it would have to be spent on public safety measures. That could be hiring more public defenders, more state's attorneys, or more police officers. But some people I spoke to say that the money is needed, vital to get these more new positions, but some people are against it. They say that the tax is hurting the poorest people and they think it's regressive. And then there's also an audit question. It would eliminate the Champaign County auditor position for good. But if the voters do decide to keep that position, it's either going to be Democrat George Danos or Republican challenger Alan Anderson to be the next county auditor. The Democratic Party has censored Democrat George Danos. They have criticized his work ethic and also turning in the recent audit a couple months late into the county. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thanks, Carson. We'll, of course, have updates at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock on who's leading those races. Meanwhile, the races that we're going to be watching in Sangamon County are the Circuit Clerk's Office. Joe Roche, who was appointed in late 2023, and challenger DeWanda Barrage, the state's attorney between current state's attorney John Milhiser and opponent Kimberly Talkin, and the recorder, incumbent Josh Langfelder, and current city clerk Frank Lesko.
We continue our team coverage now in Macon County, where residents there are casting their ballots for the next coroner. News Channel 20's Monique Davis joins us live from Macon County to tell us more about this race. Monique?
That's right. Democrat Tiffany Hall and Republican Michael Burkham will be going head-to-head to fill the Macon County's coroner's position. This comes after current coroner Michael Day announced that he would not be running for re-election after his 8th term. Michael Burkham won the primary elections against his two opponents, and Tiffany Hall did not have a primary challenger. I spoke with both candidates yesterday, and Burkham told me he has a lot of business experience from running a family-owned ambulance service. Hall says her goal is to engage more within the community so you don't only see the coroner when it relates to a negative situation. I spoke with Michael Day on the phone yesterday, and he tells me he will be sure to help the winner in tonight's race transition into the position smoothly. Reporting in Macon County, I'm Monique Davis.
Thanks, Monique. Be sure to tune in to News Channel 20 at 10, where we will bring you more coverage on the coroner's race.
We are also watching a tax proposition in Piatt County. Now, the question on the ballot is, should Piatt County levy an annual tax not to exceed more than 0.15% for the purpose of providing community mental health facilities and services, including for persons with developmental disability or a substance use disorder.
And we'll continue to bring you the results of these races and more throughout the evening as soon as the polls close.
And of course, you can join us again on air, News Channel 20 at 10, or on our sister station, Fox Illinois News at 9, and of course online. Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.